Hey guys, I'm back finally to show you on the die lines for making folders for your Travelers notebooks. The die lines are available to download on my website, and they are in all the sizes of inserts that I offer, and the bigger ones though won't fit on 8.5 by 11, so you would have to print them on bigger paper, or I can show you a trick on how to do what you need out of an 8.5 by 11, because that's the size of paper that comes in the kits. So the first thing I did was print this out, and then I just picked a piece of paper, and you can use your paper in your kit, and this that I'm using is the same, just paper. So I decided to use this, but you can use whatever you want, and I just laid it on top and cut it out, which I'm going to show you because I already did it so you wouldn't have to watch me cut. So I just laid these together, cut out on all of the black lines, and then this is what I ended up with. So once I have this, I'm going to fold it in half, and then open it back up, and I'm going to fold those pockets up. And the reason that that angles in a little bit is so you have a little space, so when you close it, those pockets don't bunch on top of each other. So that is normal, and you can tell I cannot cut straight, so forgive me on that. But you do want that space, so when you fold this in half, it's got room. These are the little flaps that you're going to use to tape over. So I'm going to fold it over just to know my edge, and then open it back up. And I use just two-sided tape, and it might be a little too big. I overcut the flaps too. The flaps are a little skinnier on the die line, so I overcut mine a little bit, as you can tell. And the reason I did that is because I kept the tabs all the same, so that way you can use them, you just have to trim your tape. But the other reason is some of the die lines that needed to definitely fit on 8.5 by 11, I was close, so then I just made all the tabs the same size. And then and I'll do that again so I can show you a second time, since I didn't explain that last step. So I fold it over, open it back up, lay this flat, and I'm going to put my tape on this part of the tab. And then after I cut the excess off, I'm gonna go like this and then fold it up and smush it flat. And now I have a pocket that'll fit in. Now you can obviously make these out of cardstock. Since this is just for Christmas, out of paper for me is just fine. Sorry, I had that double-sided tape stuck to my finger. So, if I was going to use something for a long term, I would probably use a cardstock, but for just Christmas, and because this is paper I was dying to use, I decided that was fine. So there's that. I was going to show you real quick on using a paper from the kit. I'm going to recover an insert. So this one just happens to be the Let It Snow insert, so it's blue, but I was going to show you how to recover one of your inserts if you have the black or whatever color. Obviously the ones that come in the kit are just too cute to cover up, so I'm going to cover this up. So the first thing I'm going to do is put a strip of two-sided tape down the front of the cover all the way on the edge here, and you can do more across the tops and bottoms if you want, and then get it all the way in the corner of my paper here. And then I'm going to kind of just play with this and get the whole thing folded. I don't want to tape the other side when it's flat. You want to fold it first. So once I kind of get that folded, then I'm going to open it back up, put another piece of tape on the other side. I probably should have went longer, but you get the point. Just fill up the edges as much as you want. And then fold that again, making sure you're kind of tight on there, and then you can press it down. And then all you have to do is open it back up, cut along the edges here. I'd probably use a straight knife, but using scissors on camera is way easier. So now I've got that. So then I have 3 cute little matching notebooks using the paper from the kit. Again, I could have done it with this paper or any other paper that you can find. So that is what I have for you today. If you have any questions, please let me know. Again, the die lines loaded online, just print them out and use those. Hopefully they help you with making little folders for your traveler's notebooks. And real quick, I will show you putting it in one here. So then you just put it right in your flaps, just like that. Now you can, of course, strengthen anything if you're using paper with a little bit of washi tape even. One other thing I wanted to show you on the die line that comes with your kit for the standard. Because speaking of washi tape, so the die line I printed it out two-sided. You have a choice, because if you want to use one of these papers, you have no room for the tabs. So you can either use it this way, and then when you go to close your pockets, instead of two-sided taping it, you would just put washi tape like wrapped around it. So when you fold that pocket up, you would just washi tape right there. And if you need me to show you in detail how to do that, I can walk through that or do some pictures. Or you can cut out half, which has the tab on it. So then you would cut down that and cut your paper. And you would still two-sided tape your pocket closed, but then you would have to washi tape the two sides together. I hope that makes sense. I can, like I said, walk through the whole thing, but basically you would just take the two halves now, act like these are the same size, and before I fold the pockets up and glue the tabs, I would take a washi tape strip. I'll just do it real quick. And I would do it on both sides, and then that will also be in your and then I would turn it over and do it on the other side, and that would be in your elastic, so it would be a little reinforced. So that's one way to use that die line. Or like I said, you could use it with no tabs. I'm just going to show you. Excuse my craziness there. So say I had this, I can't find the other way now. Let me grab another one. Okay, so if I decide to use this side, I would just, basically I would just fold my paper in half, cut off the angle for the pocket, and then when I go to close my pockets up, all I'm gonna do is washi tape the pockets closed. So then you're adding a pop of your washi tape to your project. There you go, and then you've got your pocket. I wouldn't tape it above the pocket, that way it's open all the way over to the side. So that's how you use the standard, or any of those other big ones that you need to print out. You would have to do it the way I showed you, where the tape goes in the spine. So I hope that made sense. If you have any questions, please let me know. And I can, like I said, walk through those a little bit more and slower, but I feel like the majority of you are going to make pockets using the smaller die lines. Thank you very much, and I will talk to you again soon.